Hello, everyone. My name is Fleetus Poston, and I'd like to spend the next little bit talking about the human factor of artificial intelligence and how it's going to drive tons of opportunities, changes for us as practitioners, organizations, as we're adopting and adapting our policies and procedures with the usage of AI. So we will explore the critical role of human expertise when leveraging AI for a robust cybersecurity organization. AI tools require skilled guidance to ensure effectiveness. So hang with me, and in this presentation, we'll address some of the ethical considerations while exploring the importance of ongoing education. Together, you and I will be able to navigate the evolving cybersecurity landscape and how AI will enable and challenge us to do so. So now, let's talk about the indispensable human touch of AI. The first thing we're going to want to talk about is guidance and oversight. Humans provide critical oversight in ensuring our artificial intelligence systems are aligned with our organizational values and goals. We as humans make decisions on when and how AI outputs. Additionally, we help interpret and contextualize all AI generated insights. As I tell many people that I work with and mentor, never ask generative AI anything you don't already know the answer to. Next, let's talk about the nuances and context. We as humans bring emotional intelligence, empathy, and the understanding of human behavior to decision making. AI cannot do that today. Additionally, we detect subtle cues and nuances that may be missed by an AI system. Again, we have the ability to make judgments. We don't just think in ones and zeros where the light switch is on or off, which helps us balance the competing priorities and trade-offs of using generative AI. Additionally, there's strategic thinking. We as humans provide a long-term perspective on organizational goals and strategies where AI is going to be short-sighted. It's only going to think about what the data it knows up until that point, where we as humans are able to think about and make decisions based on the resources we've been allocated. We understand the risk management of our organization, and we understand the investments that we're taking both within AI infrastructure and outside of it. Thus, it allows us to identify opportunities, for AI-powered innovation and disruption. So, some thoughts here to think about. The human touch is essential for ensuring our generative AI systems are transparent, explainable, and accountable to both our customers, our executives, and any other stakeholders within inside of our organization. And as AI becomes more pervasive, the need for human oversight and guidance will only grow in importance. Thus, organizations must prioritize the human touch to be able to better equip to harness the benefits of generative AI while minimizing their risk. So now let's spend a little bit of time discussing three key parts of the ethical side of AI within inside of cybersecurity. The first is transparency. We must understand AI decision-making processes, thus providing clear explanations on how AI systems arrive at their conclusions, while understanding the model's interpretability, how it makes it possible to understand the reasoning behind an AI-driven security recommendation and or alert, and clearly disclose what data is being used by AI systems and how it's being protective, thus sharing the transparency in data usage. Next, we have accountability. We have to be able to identify errors and biases. We have to develop mechanisms for detecting and correcting errors as well as mitigating biases in our AI decision making. As we've talked about already, we need to ensure that we have human experts involved in the reviewing and validating of AI driven security, outputs, and decisions before they're implemented. thus understanding the consequences of AI-driven mistakes. We've heard stories of where the AI bot or mechanism made a decision on the data it had and either cost the organization money, time, or inevitably made it go out of business. So we need to establish clear consequences for errors and biases introduced by AI systems and get buy-in from our legal teams in the event that it happens to a publicly facing entity, customer, or partner. Next, leading into the biases mitigation. We must prioritize data quality and diversity to minimize the risk of bias introduction. By making sure our data quality is clean and that when we curate data, it's free of biases and has diversity. We have to regulate our model, regularly update and retain AI models to reflect changes in security landscape while mitigating those biases. Again, early on, when you asked generative AI information, it was likely to disclose biases towards white Caucasian males versus seeing the diversity that we now have within inside of our field. When you would ask it to describe a developer, a threat actor, or something else, you were likely to get biases based on how the developer trained their model, thus helping us ensure that we have fairness in decision making. We have to implement fairness metrics and test those procedures to ensure that our AI driven decisions do not unfairly target or impact specific groups. So let's close the ethical piece with thinking about what we can do. It requires collaboration efforts between developers, stakeholders, and users to ensure that the AI systems are transparent, accountable, and fair. We have to prioritize ethics and transparency so that your organization can build trust with its customers, partners, investors, while minimizing the risk associated with allowing AI to make security decisions. So this now leads into the importance of continuous learning and why it's imperative. First, we talk about this day in and day out, the evolving threats. There's rapidly changing threat landscape each and every day. Each and every month, there's a new exploit, zero-day threat actor, or known vulnerability that we need to face. Thus, we must emphasize the need to stay ahead of these emerging threats. The new malware, as I talked about, the new phishing techniques, and other advanced persistent threats that could be leveraging AI to help get that phishing email through, to develop that new piece of malware and be able to evade your endpoint detection response, and how our activists, advanced persistent threat actors, are using it to enable themselves to get past the depth and defense that we have in place. So as blue teamers, as defensive people, we also must evolve with them. Again, there's increased complexity. The growing complexity of our cyber attacks, they require a deeper understanding of not just the technical techniques, but also the new social engineering techniques enabled through generative AI. We have new technologies now that they can attack, such as our Internet of Things devices. We now have faster 5G connections for our tablets, our smartphones, our smartwatches, creating new vulnerabilities that must be addressed through continuous learning. Next, the new technologies. We have to be willing and able to support the adoption of new technologies, such as AI, the growing machine learning, blockchain, and other technologies that will enhance our security capabilities, while understanding their new risk. There's potential security risk associated with any and all emerging technologies, such as data breaches and intellectual property theft. We must upskill on these new technologies. We must train ourselves by developing new skill sets in DevSecOps, cloud engineering, cloud forensics, and containerization, which leads us into skill enhancement. We must stress the importance of ongoing education and training to stay abreast of the latest threats, trends, techniques, and technologies. By growing our mindset as security professionals to adapt and embrace lifelong learning and continuous improvement, and not be comfortable with the status quo and doing it just because that's how we were taught to do it in school or when we first started our job, while fostering a culture of collaboration. We can't just be a team of one. We have to work together. We have to value the knowledge that others have through knowledge sharing and collaborating with inside of our organization to enhance the overall security capabilities. Remembering, security is everyone's job. We, as security practitioners, just happen to have security in our title. So it's important to know that AI is here to augment, not to be a replacement. I constantly remind people AI is just another tool in your toolbox and not the toolbox. So let's talk about how it will enhance efficiencies. Through automation of routine tasks, AI can automate repetitive, mundane tasks to allow us to free up our human analysts to focus on high value work. It allows us to streamline our workflows. The benefits of streamlining workflows and processes enabled by AI will reduce latency and improve incident response times. There's scalability that comes with AI because it can scale to meet the growing needs and demands without sacrificing effectiveness and accuracy, because we're no longer relying on the human to point and click, to type in responses. We can build this into our automation, into our infrastructure of code, our formation and Terraform that we deploy to make sure that it scales effectively. It will allow for deeper analysis. We are continuing to see advanced threat detection. AI will help empower our systems to analyze vast amounts of data to detect subtle patterns and anomalies, indicating an advanced attack. It'll empower our incident response. The value of AI incident response will help enable rapid identification and then containment of those security incidents, thus enhancing our situational awareness. We must be able to share and discuss how AI can provide real-time insights into how the threat activity looks in our environment, helping our organization stay ahead of the evolving threat and not falling victim of not knowing what's in their environment. AI is going to help threat hunting be more efficient and more timely, as you'll be able to quickly and easily test your hypothesis through an automation and AI. It will improve our defenses, gives us predictive analysis. AI will potentially be able to anticipate and prevent attacks before they occur by leveraging machine learning and indicators and behavior analysis through the data that it's able to learn, thus giving us adaptive defenses that can evolve in response to the changing threat landscapes we face within inside of our organization while building collaborative defenses. AI-powered systems can facilitate collaboration between us as humans and the automated systems, creating a more effective and resilient environment. So we must think about the future. We must be able to evaluate the needs for our future workforce. That's going to start with curriculum changes. We'll need to emphasize the need for cybersecurity curricula to be regularly updated to reflect the latest threats, technologies, and techniques, including AI. We'll need to add more hands-on learning experiences. The value that comes from hands-on learning, such as Capture the Flag and hackathons, will prepare our students and professionals for real-world challenges that they will be facing while integrating the emerging tech. This is important for us, myself included, when we build cybersecurity education, as it should incorporate AI blockchain, machine learning, Internet of Things, and other important things such as content engineering to make sure that we're preparing our students and our professionals for their future careers. Next, industry professionals. I elaborated or alluded to that briefly in the curriculum changes. We have to set up collaborative learning environments where we emphasize the importance of partnering between academia and industry to create collaborative learning environments that mirror real world experiences. We need to be volunteering and giving back to the local community colleges, universities, and boot camps to help those students be prepared and understand what a day in the life looks like by offering to lead industry projects and research. We as practitioners can enable the students to work on real world problems under the guidance of our experience and our organizations. Again, mentorship is key. We have to be willing to provide valuable guidance, support, and networking opportunities for the next generation through professional development opportunities. So, lifelong learning mindset. We've talked about it a couple of times already in this presentation, so I'll spend a little more time on it. You and I have to be a lifelong learner. We have to have that mindset that we have to stay ahead and abreast of the evolving threats, vulnerabilities, and risks that we will face when we come back to work each and every day. We need continuous education too, as I talked about in the previous point. We need to stay up to date. We need to make sure we have the right skills and knowledge, both technical and soft. Communication is more important now than it was before because we are relying on generative AI to help us with our writing. We need to take time to still understand what it's like to use Sentinel opportunities, as AI doesn't have the sensory capabilities that we have as humans. We have to focus on teamwork and problem solving, as they are essential and effective ways to build our career and maintain a secure environment. So let's wrap it up now with some key takeaways. The first is human expertise remains vital. We as humans have intuition and judgment in making the nuanced decisions that requires a deep understanding of context and risk that currently AI and machine learning does not have. We understand complexity and uncertainty, which is important for us when we're enabling AI to make decisions. Thus, human expertise is needed to navigate and make informed decisions. Additionally, experts such as you and I are essential for effective collaboration and communication with the automated systems, thus ensuring insights and recommendations are understood and actionable. Ethical considerations are paramount. We will continue to have to respect the autonomy and agency that comes with AI. We'll have to focus on the importance of respecting individuals' autonomy and agency in making decisions about their own data and the security of that. So discuss that with your legal team today. Transparency and explainability. We have to be able to explain how AI-driven decisions are being made to ensure our users, our leaders, and our stakeholders understand how these recommendations are being made, thus ensuring fairness and non-discrimination. We must ensure our developers are building AI systems to prevent biases, that we're checking the outcomes, and regularly ensuring equal treatment for all individuals, which leads us in continuous learning is essential. We have to stay up to date with the evolving threats. We have to highlight the current emerging research and development needed in cybersecurity to make informed decisions and have to be lifelong mindset. We have to change the mindset that we will encounter new things So we have to keep an open mind and be critical of new systems to make sure that we're properly securing them while adapting to the changing requirements and priorities. Because we know security is not wrong if the business says it's enabling them or keeping them from doing their job. Let's phrase that again. Security is wrong when it impedes the business. The business is right. Security is there to enable them to get their work done in an efficient, effective, and timely manner. So make sure your security controls are not impeding your finance team, your legal team, your communications team, but enabling to do their job in a manner that allows your business to continue to still operate. So I'll leave you with a few things now. What are the key takeaways from our discussion today? We've talked about those: the human expertise, the critical decision making of how ethics come into play, and we have to be continuous learning. How are you going to prioritize human expertise inside of your deployment of AI? And what strategies will you use to ensure that these components are integrated into your work to make sure that you are properly utilizing generative AI in a safe manner that has human expertise around it, in an ethical manner to protect yourself while continuing to grow with the technology so that you're not behind the eight ball? I hope you found this presentation today enlightening, thought-provoking. If so, please like and subscribe. Please check out my daily shorts that I post Monday through Friday, which outline a lot of the topics we talked here and focus back on the human side of our profession. Check out my weekly talks I put out on Monday, similar to this one. There's been some thought-provoking conversations in the chats around them. And if there's a topic that you see that I haven't covered and you'd like to know more about, reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn, on X, or you can comment on my videos, and I'd be happy to sync up with you and answer any questions. But until then, stay safe and stay secure.